Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what a lot of people have been asking. I actually got a YouTube comment about it as well, so I figured I would go ahead and make it. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my client onboarding process, and once I get a new client, what are the first steps that I take. So that's going to be all covered in today's video, as well as I'm going to be explaining Slack, because Slack is a very important part of my communication with my clients. So I'm going to just explain Slack, how Slack works, everything that that we talk about in Slack, things like that, and show you guys how I have my Slack set up as well, because Slack can be very confusing for most, especially when it's their first time using Slack. So I'm going to go over that, and yeah, so let's just go ahead and get started with today's video. So first and foremost, I'm just gonna get inside my laptop screen really quick to show you guys. Okay, now that we are in my screen, I want to go ahead and start with the very first steps that I start taking when a new client is being onboarded into Kasaya Media, which is my agency name. Okay, so the very first step is, once we get the go that, they're ready, we've closed the client, the very first step is to send the contract via DocuSign. Now I have pretty much like a evergreen type of contract that I send to my clients, and I make it known to the clients that this is the same exact contract that I use for every single client, and never running into any issues with it. But of course, if they need anything changed, just to let us know. So yeah, that's the very first step that I take, is to send them the contract, and then I also send them the invoice via Simple Invoices. I love that site. I'll go ahead and show you. So this is what Simple Invoices looks like. They also have like a free trial that you could go ahead and try, and this is kind of like what the interface looks like. It's really cool, super easy to use. So back to the steps. Okay, so now the very first two steps are done right away. Like, I send those emails to them, they get both of those notifications in their emails, and then their steps are to look over the contract, make sure everything looks good, and then go ahead and pay the invoice. So those are the very first two steps that are done. Once those two steps are complete, we move on to step 3, which is to send the welcome email. And in the welcome email, there is a ClickFunnels link to the rest of the onboarding process. So let me go ahead and show you my welcome email. So this is the same email that I send to all of my clients in the welcome email. This is the first email that I send. And like I say right here, I send this after the contract has been signed and the invoice has been paid. So it's just saying, hey, want to wish you a warm welcome. We're so excited to have you on board, ready to take your Facebook ads over and help scale your business. And then I talk about the onboarding process, how you have to go through each step thoroughly and complete every single thing that I ask. Make sure that it's done on a laptop or a desktop, not on a phone. And if they leave, they can start again. It just won't leave off at where they finish. So they need to do it all in one sitting. So just some little notes that I put there for them, and then it says click here to get started. So once they click this link, they are taken to my onboarding, which is done through ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is a really cool platform. I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, go ahead and take a look at it. Pretty cool. I'll put all the links to everything that I'm talking about down below in the description, so you guys can go ahead and check those out. So the very first funnel in the step is the welcome funnel. So it's step 1, what to expect from this onboarding process. So I talk about, how the onboarding process is going to work. I don't necessarily talk about how the relationship is going to work from this point forward. within the Facebook ads part thing. It's just talking about how the onboarding is going to work and what they can expect. And then the next funnel is going to be the process. So this is where, it's a very long video. Casey, my business partner, actually filmed this video, and it just explains everything A to Z about what to expect from our 90-day program. What we expect from the client, what the client can expect from us. It literally covers everything. And I say this to everyone. I say this to, so many people, my students, everyone. I tell them how important expectations are. I've heard some horror stories about people who didn't set expectations right, and it was just a mess with the client. So I make sure my clients are on page with us, and we're on page with them, and just everything's gonna go smoothly. So this is a super long video that we've created. And then after that, it's gonna be the ads manager integration. So getting them, set up so that way getting us set up so that way we can take over their Facebook ads. So that's a short, like 10-minute video that Casey filmed as well. And then the next funnel is going to be the audience. So learning everything about their audience and getting the necessary like marketing assets, content, images, all kinds of things. And this is through a Google form that I created. So let me pause from this ClickFunnels and actually go ahead and show you my Google form. And anyone can make a Google form. It's free to use. Let me just go ahead and show you that. Okay, so this is the Google form that they get once they click here. So it takes them to the Google form. This is the first thing they see. So they have to input their company name here. So, I'm just going to put something really random. Test. Next. Okay, so now the first part is going to be the systems and passwords. So we require them to provide dashboard access, app access to their Shopify store. And again, just to clarify, our agency focuses on e-commerce. We work with e-com brands who sell a product online. So, the majority of them all have Shopify. We don't do local businesses, things like that. So, your Google form might be a little bit different than ours. Okay, so now the next thing is, provide your email system, whether it's MailChimp, ConvertKit, whatever it is, send the invite to us, and, we tell them why we need the email list, which, we usually cover that during the meeting, but this is just to reiterate that. Okay, and then the next thing would be to add your business manager ID below, and then, I show them how they can find their business manager. What I've learned is that most e-com brands know about Facebook ads. Maybe they've done Facebook ads in the past for their business and they're just looking for someone to take it over, or they just have some sort of idea about how Facebook ads work, as opposed to like local businesses where they know nothing about Facebook ads. They think like a boosted post is a Facebook ad, which, I could get into that as well. But for the sake of the video, I just wanted to cover this as well. So I put a little, screenshot to show how to find that. I have to actually go ahead and click this to move forward. There we go. Okay, so the next part of this form, the intake form, is to drop a CSV file of your entire email list here. Drop a CSV file of your client's only email list here. I guess I'm gonna have to go ahead and put some files here. And then of course I just have like a little note here of how to do these. Most people won't know how to do this, so you might have to create like a short little Loom video or explain to them how to do that. And the next step is to provide a Google Drive shared folder with any marketing images to use for ads. So we use Google Drive for everything. Literally, I'm on Google Drive every single day, all day long, for different reasons. But I love Google Drive. I love all the Google apps in general. So yeah, it's my favorite, and we have all of our clients on Google Drive as well. Keeps things really organized and efficient on our end. And their end too. I've had people send Dropbox links and things like that on this form, and I had to have them convert to Google, so drag and drop all those images into a Google Drive folder, because there was just so many different links, like Dropbox, Outlook, whatever it is. We just need everything to be simple, all in one place. We can't keep going back and forth when it comes to the ads and having all the creatives in one spot. It works like a charm, so make sure to stick with it. And also providing their logo, any other guidelines or preferences, who their competitors are, what brands are their inspiration, things like that, just to have a better idea of the brand. So let me go ahead and fill these out real quick so I can show you the next step. Okay, and the next step of this form, this intake form, is about social media. So, getting their social media links to their Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, website, whatever it is, just so we can gather more information about the brand. And then, if they have a piece of content that we could watch that would describe their company well. Most clients for ecom, they send an ad that they filmed, something along the lines of a brand awareness video, things like that. They would put the link right there. So that's important too, because this just helps us understand the brand more, because we really like to dive deep into the brand, especially an ecom brand, because there's so many out there. There's so much competition. So it's really important to really understand the brand and what they provide, their mission, their goals, things like that. Oops, let's see. Test. Okay, now this section is very important. I might have said that about a previous section in this intake form, but this is truly super, super important. It's about their ideal customer. When it comes to Facebook ads, the most important thing is who you're targeting, because you don't want to target someone random who's not even interested in that brand and what that brand sells. So you don't want to be targeting some mom who's not interested in fitness. You want to be targeting people who are interested in fitness. So yeah, that's just an example that came off the top of my head. So this section is very important, and I even stress to the clients that they really need to put a lot of time into this section. And like I said, this just falls back to the expectations. If you set that expectation and you actually tell them, hey, I need really detailed answers from you on this intake form, they're going to do it. I have yet had someone who really just put no time and effort and put short answers at all. So just set those expectations. I can't stress it enough how important it is. Okay, so what does your ideal customer look like? What do they act like? What do they spend their money on? Things like that. So I need to know what the ideal customer looks like for your brand. And then what does your ideal customer not look like? Who is someone, that you don't want to market to? Put a description about them here. And if you look at all of your existing customers who have ever purchased from you, what are their most common traits between them? What are some patterns that you've noticed? So yeah, and like I said, most of the brands, they put in a bunch of time into this whole entire Google form, and I love it. I get so many long paragraphs of answers that we can filter through and just read up a bunch about the brand just to better understand it. And it helps like crazy when it comes to, executing it in the ads. So let me go ahead and fill this out really quick. Okay, in the last section, last but not least, and definitely very important, is communication. So during the meetings previous to onboarding, I explain and I stress how important communication is to us. We communicate with our clients almost every single day. It really depends. For marketing, usually every single day. For management, not so much. But communication is so important. It's crucial. And we communicate with our clients directly. It's, us and the client. It's not, our team member. It's us and our client. Okay? So we are super involved when it comes to client communication. And I found that being involved with client communication actually builds a wonderful partnership. You know, there's times when we are, you know, talking about just funny things like, you know, that revolve around the brand, or, you know, maybe not, but it's just really fun. Our Slack channel can get super fun at times, so it's awesome to build that communication and that type of rapport with your clients. So yeah, what I say here is, you know, all communication is done through Slack. We will create a dedicated channel between you and us. Please provide the email addresses where we can send the invitation to. So, you know, if you have multiple people on your team you wish to be involved on our Slack channel, you can enter their name and email address here. So with that being said, you know, there's brands out there who it's just us and the owner who are communicating in the Slack channel. But there are brands out there where we have like a Slack channel of 10 plus people where, you know, we're communicating directly with the owner, the brand manager, the customer service, the content manager, the influencers. Like, we have everyone in the channel. And of course, you know, we have different channels if it comes to that, where we're doing like management and marketing. We separate that because there's no sense of talking about Facebook ads and management channel. So yeah, I mean, it's completely up to the brand. Like I said, some brands it's just, you know, us and the client talking. Client meaning the owner. Some brands it's, you know, the whole team with that the brand that we take on. So it's pretty cool, and like I said, it can get fun at times. You know, we can talk about anything and everything and have fun with it, but of course, you know, it's mainly all about the brand, what we're working on, the goals, the plan, what we're doing right this moment. So I would say about 90 to 95% is about, you know, the services that we're providing, and then the other like 5 to 10% is fun every now and then. So yeah, and then they go ahead and submit their form. Let me just fill this out. All right, it's going a little slow. Our Wi-Fi here sucks, and we literally live in this luxury apartment in downtown LA, and Wi-Fi's crap. But anyway, okay, so they get taken to this. Thank you, have now completed this intake form. Please return to the onboarding process to finish the steps. So they go back to the click funnel, and they click, you know, take me to the next step. This is the next step. It's booking their strategy session. So, you know, I have my Acuity scheduler calendar right there on the actual, let me see if I can pull this up. There we go. So I have a quick little video explaining what to do and, you know, when we're going to do it, so what it's going to be about, things like that. So they're going to go ahead and choose the best day and time that works for them to have, you know, our client strategy session. And this is Acuity scheduling, which is really, really awesome. I suggest you take a look at it. Again, I'll put all the links that, you know, I use down below. But yeah, you can see right here, Acuity scheduling, that's how you spell it. So yeah, this is super cool, and especially since it's like embedded right here, I don't have to take them off to a different tab. So yeah, that's the next step. And the very last step in the ClickFunnels is final words. So just you know, explaining that the time frame to expect after the strategy session, when we're gonna have the ads up and running. You know, that we're super excited to work with them because, you know, we don't take on any brand. So the brands that we do take on, we like really genuinely care about that brand. We're excited to work with that brand. We're not, you know, people who just take on random clients. We have really, really intense, you know, qualifying, you know, questions and things that we ask long before even coming to this onboarding process. So yeah, we're just super excited to be working with them, and that's kind of what I explained in this video. Okay, now once, you know, the ClickFunnels onboarding is done, the client is basically onboarded at that time. So the next step is to get the client set up on Slack. So I actually created a Slack workspace for you guys for the purpose of this video. So I'm gonna show you guys how I use Slack and how to use Slack. All right, here we go. Okay guys, so this is what Slack looks like. I've created this totally different workspace called Mentorship with Mariah. I might actually start using this one to keep it separate from my business, because you can create different workspaces. Like this is my actual agency workspace. I'm not going to go into it right now, of course, because like I said, it has all of my clients, it has their information, what we're talking about. So I'm not going to go into that. So that's why I created this separate brand new channel from scratch to show you guys and explain to you guys how I use Slack and how you can use Slack. So for example, my agency Slack, right here under channels, it literally has like a long bar that I actually have to scroll through to find the client channel. So for example, well, let's just scratch that. Let me start from the very beginning. So you're going to want to create a Slack channel, a Slack account. I'll put the links down below for you guys to go ahead and sign up. It's free. They have a free plan. They also have a paid plan. So it depends on how big your agency is and what you're looking to do inside Slack. Then that's when I would suggest getting a paid plan. However, if you're just starting and you just want to kind of work with Slack, figure it out, put some clients on there, maybe you don't have a large client base yet, go ahead and get the free plan. It works really great. I've used the free plan for so long. So yeah, go ahead and get that. Now, once you sign up with Slack, you're going to create a workspace name. My workspace name for this is Mentorship with Mariah. So, make it your agency name, whatever that channel is going to be about, make it that name. Okay, so now once you're signed up, it's going to pop up to this. Now, the general channel and the random channel are always like automatic. And once you bring on a new client into your workspace, they automatically are sent and added to the general channel and the random channel. I have it set to where nobody communicates in the general channel or the random channel. So I actually deleted the random channel, and you can do that by going to channel settings, additional options, delete this channel. Yes, permanently delete. Okay, so now it's gone. The general channel, unfortunately, you cannot delete it. It's there. Slack wants you to have it. You can't delete it. I've tried. So you just have to leave the general channel, and then, as people join, some people who aren't familiar with Slack, they might go ahead and say something in this channel. I just delete it if they do. It's usually just like, hey Mariah, or hey Casey, whoever it is. I just delete it because I don't want anyone communicating in this general channel, and I don't want anyone getting confused as to which channel to communicate on. And especially since, like I said, the general channel is open to everyone who is in your workspace. So if a client was to start talking about, something pertaining specific to them, it's not going to make sense to the rest of the people in my workspace. So just make sure to create a private channel for that client. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. All right, and then this channel was just created like when you join Slack. You have to create a channel. I'll go ahead and delete that again. So once again, delete channel. Yes, delete. Okay, so this is what it should look like once you delete those channels. So the very first thing you're going to do is go ahead and click this plus button, create a channel, and then make it to private. Make sure to make it to private. Super, super important. Like I said, if it's not private, every single person that you invite to your workspace is going to see this channel, and everyone in this channel and everything that you guys are talking about. So make sure to make it private. Okay, so there is a bunch of ways that you can do this as far as the name of the channel. Now, again, the name of the channel, everyone's going to see this, so make sure it's relevant. So usually what I do is, if I'm doing management and marketing for the client, then I'll separate it into two different channels. So I would say the name of the client, so the name of the brand, so let's just call it, say we were working with Nike _marketing. So that's how I would have it set up. If I'm not doing marketing management, if I'm not doing both and I'm just doing one, I would just make it Nike. And of course, it depends how you like to set it up. This is how I like to set it up. You guys can do it however you want. So let's just go ahead and say Nike marketing. I never put anything in the purpose. You can if you want, and then you would want to send an invite to people. You can do this here, or you can do it another way. I'll show you the other way, because like I said, this is a brand new workspace from scratch, so no one's on this workspace yet. So let's go ahead and create channel. Okay, now we're in this brand new channel that we created on Slack. And then up here you can see the member list, which it's just me right now. There's no one else on this workspace. So, all right, there we go. So now to see the workspace directory, you can click here, and then this is gonna be everyone in your workspace directory. So, you know, you're gonna see all your clients right here. And then these little green dots mean that they're on and active. All right, so now that we're in the channel, things that, you know, that we talk about, it's everything relating to the brand and the service that we're providing. So literally from the point of onboarding till, you know, continuing the partnership with them, all communication is done through Slack. If they, you know, and I even say this, Casey says this on the onboarding in that long video about expectations. If you send us, you know, an email, or you send us a text message, or, you know, you send us a message on Skype, or, you know, whatever it is, we're not going to answer. It just gets too complicated when you have clients messaging you on WhatsApp, Telegram, email, Skype, you know, all these, there's so many different platforms out there. So we keep everyone on Slack, and we make it known that if they don't reply on Slack or send their messages on Slack, you know, we're not going to answer. So it's really important to set those expectations. I had this one client a long time ago when we first started, still working with them, and everything's going great. But they were new to Slack, and they really didn't, you know, catch on. So they went ahead and sent Casey like a message. I forget what it was on, maybe like Messenger or something like that. They sent a message that wasn't on Slack. Casey didn't respond for like a good hour or two, and next thing you know, the client sent the exact same message on Slack. They literally just copied and pasted into Slack, and then from that point forward, you know, everything has been smoothly. Everything is on Slack, and that's the way, you know, it has to be. That's the way we like it to be, and, you know, we set those expectations, and everyone is, you know, usually fine with it. We've never had anyone say, well, I don't like Slack, or I don't want to use Slack. So yeah, just make sure to set those expectations, and you'll be fine. Okay, so if you want to invite someone to your channel, of course you can do it right here, because it's a brand new channel, it's a brand new account. They're trying to show you how to use it, but let's say that's not there, and you need to add someone. You're going to go ahead and click the little gear icon again and invite new members to join. All right, so invite to this channel only. I don't create a new channel because I've already created the new channel. So continue. And then if they're already in your workspace and you created like a separate channel to start a different conversation in, different topic, then you can go ahead and type them here and they'll pop up. But if they're a brand new client, brand new to your Slack, you're going to want to go ahead and click invite a new person to your workspace. Type in their email and name right here. The name is optional. They can type it in when they sign up, but you want to send the email address, the Slack invitation. So you're going to send it to, you know, the client's email, whatever they put on that Google form, put it here. If they had multiple people, add them here, and then they automatically will, you know, send to the channel and start talking there. And then, like I said, all new members will automatically join these channels, which is the general channel. So if they say anything in the general channel, you know, go ahead and delete it, and then message them in the channel that you guys will be communicating on. So as soon as, you know, the channel is set up and I've invited the team members, my next thing that I do is send a Slack welcome message to all my clients. So let me go ahead and let me see. There we go. So this is the same message I send to all new clients on Slack. You know, hey, glad to have you here on Slack. We will have all communication here from this point forward. Not sure if you're familiar with Slack, but I'll send the steps, you know, below. You can take a look at them. How to download Slack, how to set up Slack. That way you never miss a message, because sometimes, you know, when they come into Slack, they don't set up their notifications properly. So, you know, I'm sending them messages and they're not getting them. So super important that they follow this step-by-step welcome message, pretty much. And then I say, you know, we have the Slack app downloaded on both our MacBook and iPhone to ensure we never miss a message. If you have any questions, just ask. If you want to add another person to the team, you know, moving forward, just let us know. And then I have the steps to download the Slack to MacBook or iPhone, and then steps to turn on the notifications from computer and from phone. So this is the first message I send to everyone, so I'll go ahead and send it so you guys can see. And then, yeah, so now I have my first message here. And then there's just a bunch of things. You can, you know, upload a file from your computer. There's just so much you can do with Slack, but I just want to cover the basics because if not, I could be here for hours explaining Slack. But yeah, this is the basics of Slack. This is how I use Slack. Like I said, I communicate with all clients from the point of onboarding till, you know, the whole partnership, working with them through Slack. We communicate about all things you know, relevant to the service that we're providing. Like I said, sometimes it gets fun and we talk about, you know, things off topic, but yeah, that's how Slack works. That's how I communicate with clients, and this is how you can communicate with clients as well. Like I said, all the links will be down below, so if you want to go ahead and check these out, I highly recommend it because these are like my top favorite apps. Like I use them every single day. I've tried a bunch of apps before, and you know, just softwares and tools and programs, things like that. These are my favorite, all-time favorite. I use them every single day. Okay, and then from that point forward, once they're set up on Slack, basically the client onboarding is done. You know, I have stuff to do on my end where I add the new client folder on Google Drive. I create a, you know, a folder with the client's name, and then I put everything that we gather from them in that folder. We organize it super well. We're very organized, keep things efficient. Or being organized is super important when you own your own business. It's just important in general. And then we also create a Trello board workflow for, you know, myself, for my business partners, team members, things like that. We're all on Trello, Slack, and Google. These are things that we use every single day. So yeah, I mean, those are the steps to client onboarding. Super simple. Once you do it a couple times, you get the hang of it. It's going to be like super quick. But yeah, 3 steps in the beginning, 2 steps in the middle, and then just 3 steps on my end, and then the client is onboarded. And you know, most of these steps are already like set up in systems, and it's super quick and efficient. So yeah, that is my client onboarding process. That is how I communicate with clients. And yeah. Okay guys, so that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of it, and maybe just, you know, comparing my onboarding to your onboarding will help you out. Maybe you want to tweak some things. Maybe you want to hop onto different platforms, different softwares, tools, things like that that I use that you might not. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Go ahead and leave your comments down below because like I said, you know, most of my videos come from you guys, what you guys want to watch, you guys, you know, your suggestions, ideas, things that you guys need help with, things like that. I love to, you know, make content based around what you guys want to see. There's no point in making content if no one, you know, has any suggestions or ideas, because like I said, you know, I'm making content for you guys, specifically for you guys to get value out of it. So make sure you go ahead and comment down below. If you have any questions about today's video, or you have any video idea suggestions for my next videos, go ahead and comment and I'll be reading those. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, like it, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Turn on the little bell notifications. That way every time I post, you guys get a notification. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. And that's really it for my work day today, because I have family coming. They are flying from Florida and Rhode Island, and they're all meeting me and Casey here in LA. My little sister, she's been here multiple times before, but the rest of the family, it's going to be the very first time. So yeah, it's going to be really fun, and I'm super excited. I might even make like a video, a vlog type video for you guys, just, you know, showing around LA, things like that. So it'll be really different. But yeah, it'll be fun. So I'm off to LAX to go pick them up, and I will see you guys in the next video.